Hey everyone, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any new stories. She tossed it out like a dare. You jealous? That grin, part entertainment, part brush off, was the final flicker of the lady I once adored. I stared right into her eyes and replied, Nah, I'm finished. The phrase lingered in the space between us, silent and weighty, like the final snowflakes drifting down before warmth melts them gone. For a second, even she had no clue what to say next. Perhaps she figured on rage, a blow up, anything she could spin as evidence I still gave a damn. But I'd run out of fuel to ignite. Her name was Emily. We'd been a couple for 5 years, hitched for 3. She had that vibe folks label captivating. Stepped into any space and all heads turned. I used to feel fortunate just being by her side. Guess I did, for a bit. Until the nonstop ribbing, the quips, the tiny digs she chuckled away began draining me slow, one bit at a time. It never kicked off with huge stuff. It never does. It was the minor embarrassments, like having pals over for a meal and she'd crack some wisecrack about me at last figuring out how to put clothes on, or when I'd mention my new job bump and she'd eye roll and go, let's not pretend you're in charge of the nation. Always in that voice like fondness mixed with scorn. I convinced myself it was simply her style. That's Emily for you. Sharp, fun. But it quit seeming fun at some point. I'd catch her giggling at her phone deep into the night, her face lit by the glow, and I'd wonder who it was. Just Alex from the office, she'd claim. Don't get jealous. Jealous. That term, it once hit like a hex. Like the second you doubt anything, you're beat, because she'd flip it around, paint me as needy, suspicious, bossy. So I'd gulp it back over and over until this evening. We were at a pal's birthday meal, one of her office buddies. I wasn't even up for it, but she pushed. I sat watching her lean in near Alex, cracking up way too loud at all his bits. The table was packed, tunes blasting, but her laugh, cutting and known, sliced through it all. At one moment, she brushed his arm, just a quick tap, but my gut twisted in that subtle, clear way that signals what your brain's been dodging. When I glanced her way, she caught it. That's when she grinned. You jealous? She questioned. The rest kept chatting, nobody spotting the little battle raging between us right then. And I said it steady, straightforward, sure. Nah, I'm finished. She blinked, puzzled, perhaps a tad frightened. I bet she figured I was faking. I wasn't. I covered the tab for us both and exited the place before she could get out another syllable. I didn't bang the door, didn't glance back, just stepped into the dark. City glow bouncing off damp streets. My hands trembled, not from fury, but from the relief. Like at last dropping a load I'd hauled way too long. Heading back, I skipped the radio. No need. My mind was noisy plenty. I kept mulling the guy I'd turned into in that pairing. The one who weighed each word, who aimed to be witty enough, chill enough, accomplished enough, all to dodge her grin. And how tiny that guy had shrunk under her quiet meanness. When I reached the place, I fixed myself a drink. The quiet felt odd, hollow but fresh. I figured I hadn't experienced that sort of quiet in ages. Emily's laughs used to pack every nook of this spot, vivid and pointed. Now it was only me. The clink of my glass and the steady beat of my breaths. For the first time in forever, I wasn't jealous. I wasn't mad. I just felt liberated. The following morning, Emily got back. I caught the door unlocking around 9. Her shoes tapping on the wood floors. She didn't say my name, just wandered the place like checking if I remained. I kept my seat at the table, coffee cooling ahead of me. When she at last showed in the doorway, she seemed changed, less put together, makeup streaked, hair in a messy bun. The grin had vanished. So, she murmured gently, You just bailed? I nodded. Yep, I did. Her lips pressed like she wanted to fight, but couldn't find the start. You made me look bad, she said at last. You could have at least chatted before bolting. I gave a soft chuckle. Chat with you? Emily? I've been chatting for years. You just never heard. She folded her arms, eyes squinting. Oh, please. You're overdoing it. You always blow stuff up. You know I was only kidding. I cut in for her. She halted. The term floated like haze. For once, she lacked a smart comeback. I rose, passed her to the counter, and set my keys down. You've turned a gag out of all that counted to me, Emily. My job, my emotions, even my value. And I allowed it, thinking maybe that was love. That if I just kept showing up, you'd quit needing to shrink me. Her eyes shifted, something like remorse mixed with pushback. You're reading too much, she grumbled. You've always been touchy. Yeah, I said. Touchy enough to at last sense when something's gone. For a beat, we both stood still. The gap between us weighed more than any shoutfest we'd had. No screams, no chaos, just calm realization we'd hit the finish. I didn't step out, she blurted, voice shaky. If that's your thought, I know, I answered. But that's not it. You quit being with me way before you quit crashing beside me. Her shoulders dropped. So what's next? I keep going, I said plain. You can have the place if you like. I'll grab my stuff and split. She blinked, lost. You're for real. I was for real about us too, I said. That didn't keep you from mocking me. I snatched my bag and headed for the door. Behind me, I heard her voice break for the first time in ages. Ethan, hold up. Can we at least hash this? I turned and eyed her. We did. You just saw every word as a gag. Then I bounced. It's weird how serene closures can feel when they've been stacking up forever. No blasts, no big talks, just the soft snap of a door shutting after you. The initial days were confusing. I crashed in a little motel on the town's fringe, just time to sort my thoughts. My phone pinged now and then, text from her, sort of sorries tangled in mix-up. I didn't hit back. Some quiets are nicer than reasons. I began strolling evenings again. No spot in mind, just steps. The breeze felt new, crisper, purer. I saw I hadn't clocked the world beyond my own gloom in ages. I pondered all the time she said I was too touchy, too grim, too jealous. But touchy isn't frail. It's alert. It's spotting when care shifts to grip. When giggles turn mean, when a home feels like a show. A month on, I inked a deal for a tiny spot downtown. It wasn't fancy. Plain walls, a wonky window letting in extra sun, but it was mine. My calm didn't shout. It murmured. And for the first time, that worked. Sometimes when I'm out snagging coffee, I still spot pairs that echo who we were back then. The start times, the giggles, the coziness, the faith it'd stay that way. I grin, not with sourness, but with the thanks that hits only post-loss. Because now I get it. Love isn't shown by hanging on. It's not about who stomachs the most hurt quiet. It's about being noticed, valued, picked daily. Emily once wondered if I was jealous. Maybe I was, but jealousy vanishes when you recall your own value. Now looking back, I see what I truly was. Worn out. Worn out from spelling my heart to someone who'd ruled it a gag. And when I said I'm finished, I didn't mean mad. I meant liberated.